Lasagna may be a common food item to most people. However, in my Mexican household, it is a rare sight to have any sort of pasta on the kitchen table. However, lasagna has now become one of my family's favorite dishes. This dish has become part of the family ever since my sister-in-law first brought one over to share with my family. We always used to joke with my sister-in-law, telling her she couldn't cook. So the very first time she brought one over, we all claimed it was store-bought, although we knew it wasn't. Surprisingly, everyone liked her lasagna, and so of course she had to teach us how to make it. And today it is my turn to teach you how to make this simple lasagna. This recipe is very simple, and unlike some lasagna recipes that requires fresh basil or mozzarella, this lasagna recipe is easy to follow and easy to make because it requires simple store-bought ingredients. Before we get started, we will need the following ingredients for this recipe. A box of lasagna noodles. These usually come in boxes of 1 pound, like this one here. We will also need a pound of ground beef, a pound of mozzarella cheese, and two 24-ounce cans of 4-cheese pasta sauce. For the materials required, we will need a saucepan to cook our meat, a pot to boil our noodles for the lasagna, a colander, a pan like this one here to layer our lasagna, and lastly, a cheese grater. Okay, so before beginning, it will make things easier if we prepare some of the ingredients beforehand. Let's start by grating our mozzarella cheese onto a plate. Okay, that's done. Okay, so now that we have our cheese shredded, we can start boiling the water for our pasta into this pot. You would fill it 3/4 of the way with water, like I've done so here. That's about up to here. And place it on medium-high heat. Ree Drummond, the pioneer woman on Food Network Star, suggests adding half a teaspoon of olive oil to prevent the noodles from sticking. Personally, I've never had that problem, but just in case you want to make sure that they don't stick, you can add some olive oil. Now that we've done that, it's time to prepare our meat sauce. So to do that, we have to brown our meat. So we do so in this large skillet, and we put it on medium-high heat, as I've done so here. And now we add the pound of ground beef. Just mix it occasionally until it's evenly browned. Okay, so while that meat is browning, let's take this time to add salt to our pot of boiling water. Not too much, just about half a tablespoon. Since our water is now boiling, we can now add our noodles. Before adding the noodles, I tend to break them in half so that later it's easier to assemble them. Now that we've added all our noodles, we let those cook, and while we wait, we can finish up our meat sauce. To do so, we add our pasta sauce into the skillet with our brown ground beef, and you bring the sauce to a low simmer. You don't have to bring it to a boil since it'll continue cooking once you've assembled the lasagna. So once it's warm, you can go ahead and turn off the heat. And now let's get back to our noodles, which are done. To make sure they're cooked perfectly, you can taste them to make sure they're not too crunchy or too chewy. These are done, so let's drain them. And to do that, we'll need a colander. Let me just look for, colander, not a calendar. Okay, just kidding. Not a calendar, a colander. So we put this in the sink, and we'll pour the contents of our pot into the colander and let it drain. Now that we have our cheese, our meat sauce, and our noodles, it's time to actually start assembling our lasagna. And we'll do so into an oven-safe pan like this one here. So to do so, we first layer the noodles on the bottom horizontally. I've done most of them. So you just place them on here. And After that, you add a layer of meat sauce. Okay, so that's good enough, just as long as all the noodles are covered. And after that, we follow it with the sprinkling of cheese. So like that. And we'll repeat this process a total of 2 more times so that there's a total of 3 layers. And the last layer will be the last sprinkling of cheese on top. Okay, so now that our lasagna is fully assembled, we can take it and put it into a 400-degree oven for approximately 25 minutes or until the cheese is nice and melty. So approximately 25 minutes have passed and we pulled our lasagna out of the oven. I cut it into 8 serving size pieces and we have one here so we can taste it. It's good. So as you can see, this recipe is very simple, and if you are on a budget, it is also very easy to afford. The estimated cost of this recipe is only about $13 and you get 8 servings. Considering that the average person eats fast food about 4.2 times a week, you can save a lot by preparing this easy meal on any given day rather than eating out. The average meal while eating out costs about $12.75. And again, this lasagna recipe is only $13 and you get 8 servings. So a family of 8 would save approximately $89 if they chose to make this meal over eating out one day. So on top of being very affordable, I think this lasagna recipe is for everyone. By that I mean it is kid friendly. Kids don't usually like those extremely herby flavors, and as you can see, this lasagna does not require any of those fresh herbs, such as basil. However, for those who do like that type of flavor, you can always put a twist of your own to the simple recipe by adding fresh herbs, fresh mozzarella, Italian sausage, or any other ingredients of your liking. And for those who want something leaner, the ground beef could even be replaced with turkey. Alternatively, lasagna is also a good pre-prepared meal. According to Reed Drummond, lasagna can be assembled and refrigerated for serving another day. All you have to do is cover it up while it is still unbaked and then place it in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. So in conclusion, this recipe has everything that the perfect meal requires: simplicity, affordability, and ingredient availability. According to one article of the University of Washington, homemade meals have benefits. Among the major benefits, you save time and money. And who doesn't want to save time and money? So it's been my pleasure sharing my recipe with you, and I hope it comes in handy the next time you are searching for something easy and affordable.